All right, welcome back to this assignment 4.5.3. We're going to rotate the putter. So right now you have the ability to take your putter. You have the ability to take it. You can drag it with the mouse and hit the ball. But the problem is right now is if you want to get a specific angle on your putter, then you're going to run into problems. So that's what our objective here for this assignment is, to get the user to be able to rotate that putter. Now in this assignment, they're going to have some different values to use. It doesn't really matter which value you use as long as you're able to rotate the putter. That's the objective of this specific assignment. Now, think about what we want to happen in order for the user to rotate the putter. Well, they're going to have to, I want them to press a key on the keyboard in order to do that. So when are they going to do that? Well, we don't know, which means we're going to need to put this in the draw function because it's going to check every frame to see if the user actually is rotating the putter. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom of my draw function. For me, I'm going to be down here on line 55. You can see I'm inside the draw function down here towards the bottom. And I'm going to give myself a note. Here we're going to rotate the putter. Okay, so we're going to need an if statement. If what? If on the keyboard the user is, now you can do press as, but again, they're going to have to keep pressing this, whatever key you use, in order to get it to rotate. So I'm going to allow them to just press the key down and hold it. Okay, so what key do I want them to push? Well, I'm going to go with the right key on this one. And then we need to say what we want to happen if the user presses down the right key on the keyboard. If that happens, then I want to take the putter, that's our sprite or object, and we want it to, since we're rotating it, of course, the code is just rotate. Rotate at what rate? Or how much do we want it to rotate? I'm going to say 1 degree at a rate of 1 degree per frame. So that's going to be fast enough for us to rotate it. And you notice the 1 is positive right here because I specifically want it to rotate to the right. Now this is good enough for you to test this code in your program. And if you do, when you push the right arrow on your keyboard, it's going to rotate very, very small increments. Now you can speed this up. If you wanted to change it to 5, you can do so, and you may want to change this number. You can keep it at 10 if you'd like. But on the assignment, I want to say they did it at like 45 degrees, which is kind of a lot for me. So I don't really want that. Now, if they press the right key, it's going to rotate it only right. The problem is if you rotate it too far, you have to rotate it pretty much almost 360 degrees to get it back to where you want. I would like the user to be able to rotate it to the left as well. So I'm going to say if on the keyboard they're pressing, in this case, the left key on the keyboard, then I would want something to happen. Well, what do I want to happen? Then I would want to take the putter and I want it to rotate. Now this time it's not, I'm going to keep that at 5, but it's not going to be positive 5. To make it rotate to the left, I want negative 5 degrees. Again, the second number is not as important as the first one, but it may be important depending on how you look at it. Okay, so this, by the way, is enough to test it. Test out your program, make sure it runs, make sure that you have this, that you have the ability to rotate your putter now, because this should do it right here as long as you have typed this in correctly. Now remember, we had to pretty much put in the full if statement to see if there's a mistake. But like I recommended, you put in the first if statement, test it out. It's going to give you 3 lines of code here to work with if you've made a mistake. If you haven't made a mistake, then you should put in the second if statement, which again, if you find that there's an error, you know that you were good here, so the error should be somewhere inside of this if statement. So that is all we have for this assignment. Now you can take the putter, you can rotate it, you can move it with the mouse and hit the ball. But the problem for us right now is that you can hit the ball as much as you want. The problem is that the ball is not going in the hole. Now that's not the next assignment. The next assignment we're going to slow the ball down. But for now, understand that in this same section we are going to be making it look like the ball goes in the hole. But you may want to start thinking about how you would do that And yes, we are going to be using an if statement when that time comes.